Domestic violence is happening, and it's happening behind a lot of closed doors. And people aren't talking about it, and the ones who are talking about it are making excuses for the abuser.
Domestic violence hotline.
My husband just left our house, and he got upset when I asked him to pick up some loose nails. I was afraid the children would step on them. And then he started throwing all his tools everywhere.
Are you and your children safe?
Yeah, my kids are at school. He says I better clean it up before he gets home.
Domestic violence is not an anger issue. It's an issue of power and control.
They control every aspect of their loved ones' lives, whether it's the amount of spending they do, where they go, how well they clean their houses, who they can see, who they can visit. They control everything.
Some of the tactics used to gain and maintain power and control in a relationship are verbal abuse, emotional abuse, and physical abuse.
Emotional, like saying, yes, I want to go dancing, but not with you. That was, to me, that was very hurting. That was hurting me, and I wouldn't sleep all night.
It can even be financial abuse. One member in a relationship controlling all the finances to the point where the other person maybe has no money of their own.
Domestic violence happens to 1 out of every 3 women in this country and 1 out of every 14 men.
We have Hispanic, African American, Caucasian, Asian.
Everybody believes it, not here, not in my backyard. There's no way it's happening here.
It strikes the poor, the rich, the educated, the uneducated. It's for everybody. It's like cancer.
It's such an issue of importance to anyone with teenagers, boys or girls. 1 in 4 girls probably will have a relationship that is abusive in her dating years. So imagine parents not knowing this.
Domestic violence hotline.
I need help. My boyfriend's gonna kill me.
Are you safe? Where are you?
I'm at home with my dad, but my boyfriend got really mad when I broke up with him, and he said he would find me and kill me.
Does your dad know what's been going on?
Yes.
Do you think he could bring you into our offices?
Yes, I think he'll do that.
I was born in New Canaan and actually was raised in a family where there was a lot of domestic violence. I can remember getting in the middle of them, trying to separate or protect my mom. I can remember knockdown, drag-out fights in my house with my mom getting a knife to protect herself.
My stepfather just beat up my mom. He broke down the door with a piece of wood.
Is your stepfather still in the house?
No, the police took him.
Can I speak with your mom?
She only speaks Spanish, so she asked me to call.
That's okay. I'll get someone who can speak with her in Spanish.
My father was never held accountable. He was allowed to assault my mom. Police would come, they'd let him go, and we'd wait till next Saturday when it would happen again.
The biggest question about this issue is, why does a woman return to an abusive relationship? Why does she stay?
He keeps telling her, well, if you leave me, you're going to get nothing. You're going to get nothing. You're going to get nothing. So they believe that. Leaving, number one, is extremely dangerous. If a woman decides to leave her home, that can be one of the most dangerous times.
My husband tried to strangle me. I called 911. He was arrested. I'm afraid what will happen when he's released.
You need a safe place to go?
He always told me he would kill me if I tried to leave. I believe him.
We have safe houses. The locations are secret. Would that help?
One of the most important services that we provide is helping a woman leave a relationship safely.
People come to us for a safe haven, a safe place to be.
I see myself in a lot of kids' faces. When I deal with little boys, who are 5, 6, 7 years old, and you can see how sad they are, how despondent they are, how, upset, they're confused, absolute confusion.
The children, they attend the support group in the main office, and they get the counseling there. We just play a lot of games with them and feeling games and talk to them.
Thank you for everything you did for my family. You made my mom stop crying when she was sad.
They can offer counseling and services for victims of financial abuse, where as police officers, we cannot, truly get involved in that. We can we can get the person to call DVCC and try and get some assistance. There are support.
We tackle the issue of domestic violence in many, many different ways. We provide direct service to the clients. We do preventive work in the schools and in the communities. We do community organizing. And there's so much more that we could do.
It's a huge cycle, and that's what we're trying to break, is that cycle, to get kids to understand that it's not okay.
I came to you with nothing but 2 very scared children. I had no more hope, but you helped me. Just to hear myself talk was hard, but you made it easier.
I can help these women because I was there. So sometimes they will come and they will tell me, I wish I taped him because you won't believe what I'm going to tell you. And I tell them, I believe you. For them, that's very meaningful to know that you believe them and you're there to hold their hand to the end.
I'm writing to you because I'll cry if I tried to tell you in person how grateful I am. You changed the way I feel about myself.
We all love the idea of home being such a safe and warm place to be. If it isn't, then where is it going to be? Well, where it's going to be is the Domestic Violence Crisis Center.
The location makes them feel safe because it's so confidential. I see as my job for their stay with me is really to empower these women to take the next step in their life and become independent, and that's a mission for me in my heart.
The DVCC depends on outside funding for all of its services, from keeping safe houses running to counselors on staff to victim advocacy. Less than half of the money raised for the DVCC comes from federal funding. The rest comes from private funding, individuals and corporations. That's a large chunk of money that we have to raise each year to keep these services going.
I want to thank you for helping me and never giving up on me.
You've helped put the broken pieces of my life back together. You gave me hope. I can laugh and smile again.
As a society, we need to step up and say, this is happening, how are we going to make a difference?
I see people wanting to deal with this issue, wanting to talk about it, wanting to receive more education, wanting to become involved on a community level.
The way we're going to make a difference is DVCC. What they do is amazing.
Help us open doors. Help us stop domestic violence.